I don't have a clue where we are right now. We went between for a very long time, between time and space continuum, and we came out into a wormhole and just came out of that, a long wormhole, and I don't know where we are. Guillee, you will see. Another cryptic message from my dearest dragon.
Yeah, well, they do that. Yeah, they do that with us a lot. You know that.
Oh, yes, they do.
They usually don't give us direct answers most of the time.
Really? Where? I can't see anything. Can there be light? Can I touch the walls? There is no wall. On that side, on my left, there's no wall. What is out there? Ew.
Remember, Guillee told us that we're going to another universe. So the physicality and structure will be different.
Okay, so I think I just touched what was like a plasma gook. Okay, now I'm getting scared. All right, Guillee, I need some assistance here. I also was cloaked, guys, so Archangel Michael put a cloak over me, which means that my field is being protected for some reason. Are we waiting on something? Yes. Are we waiting on a shuttle? Yes. Okay, thank you for like pulling teeth, Mark.
I know. I'm feeling everything will be is good. I can feel that.
She turned her head to glare at me. Oh, you're not trusting, Karen. Just don't like hanging out in the middle of nowhere and goop. Not a fan of this. So, thank God something just pulled up in front of us. Okay. And the door just opened. Wait. Guillee, is this a shuttle or ship? Can you get into it? No. I will wait elsewhere for you. Okay.
Mm.
All right. So I'm climbing off. Yeah, guys, it's not comfortable to be in the middle of, like, nowhere in darkness, climbing off of your dragon into a doorway. Not comfortable. I don't care how many times I've had to do it. Still not comfortable. Still not.
Yeah, I can perceive it, Karen. I definitely agree with you there.
I'm not sure how to get off. No, I'm not going to slide down your wing.
Harmonic. I'll bring in some harmonic energies to help you with the light.
Okay, there they go. They put some kind of a door. Okay, now I can step on this. All righty, and thank you. Oh my God, a hand just reached out. Okay, I'm stepping through the door. Guillee, you're amazing that you can just hold your space there like you do. He's just able to stay still. Oh, okay.
She is a dragon queen. She's not an ordinary dragon. They're special too.
But well, it's she's floating, and you
right.
know, in space you float, so she has to maintain where she's at without rocking the boat and losing me. So it's
right.
Yeah, it's definitely a talent. Oh, Galilee, so happy to see you. Hello, Kari. Hello, Ambassador. Hi, Kassandr. Ambassador Kassandr. I'm remembering his name this time. Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste, everyone. Namaste. Love you all.
Namaste, Mark. Are we in the same universe that I've been to before for the amphibian ships? Yes. Is this the one where we went to a base that Commander Zillion was creating in another universe? Is this the same universe? Yes, it is. Okay. Are we going to see that base again? We are. Good. All right. Now that we figured out that puzzle, we know where we are. All right. They're closing the door, and so that's why it took so long. Is you have to it was like literally a chamber that you had to create the airlock vacuum for it. Yes, Karen. That's why. Aha. Because now they're closing up the airlock so that I can come into the space. Did you just decontaminate me? Yes. Oh, that's a cold spray. I wasn't expecting that. It's cold. All right, time to go. We're leaving. All right. I'm sitting in the shuttle. Why couldn't Guillee just land in the ship? Why couldn't we go right to the cargo hold again this time? I don't believe we took a shuttle before. It was the position of this base. Is it the same base we were at before? No, it's a different one. So that's why it's a different position and a different, yes, it's a different atmosphere. It's a different energy frequency field. So we had to bring you to the point where you could go without being pressurized. Okay. All right. Now, Guillee, will Guillee be able to come into the cargo hold now? No, we will need to bring you back. But this time we'll bring you back to an Andromeda Council ship, and she can meet you there. Perfect.
Sounds like we're going to get a lot of good update info.
Yes. Yes. We just, there was a reason we had to do it this way this time, Karen. All right. Means a roundabout way, but okay. So ship is moving. The Andromeda Council ship will be where we need it to be by the time we're complete with this mission. Got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Just so you know, Karen, I just had an interesting conversation with Mother Father God regarding the reptilian, disconnecting the reptilian brain and cords
DNA
and DNA. So that's definitely something that we're going to be working on. And I don't think it's just Terra, but that's a big piece to it. But we can talk more about that later, and we'll let you get the update through the other means.
Actually, I think it's a good thing to point out that we were told how to do this for ourselves and for humanity and for the planet, for the ancients, for the solar system. Mark will be working on the creation level of it, and I will be working on the individuality of it. So that is huge.
Yes. Basically, I'll be working with the ancients and the planetary logos that support the planet. So I'll be working on that level as well.
Right, along with the solar system and the galaxy.
Right.
And the, yes.
Right.
Ambassador Kassandr is saying that was a very timely conversation, Mark. It is something that is being worked on, and it is something that Commander Zillion is working on. That is why the two of you were led to this understanding today, so that you could hear this message and know how to take it from there and how to have the proper conversation or carry the proper interpretation of this conference. Great.
Sounds good.
That's wonderful. Okay, here we go. We're coming. It's another one of those huge, like, city ships. Look at the size of Philadelphia. Maybe Detroit. And it's just floating out there. It boggles the mind that something that heavy can just float. Just float. Oh, my goodness gracious. Where are we going? We're entering, kind of going underneath. Yeah. Ambassador, is this a base that Commander Zillion has created? Or was this already here and he's working with them? This planet already existed. This is a planet? They consider it a planet. Yes. So they created a planet that looks like a ship that's movable? Correct. Just like in that show that you watched, Stargate Atlantis, where it was a ship as well as a city, and it could fly and move other places. So this is in alignment with that. Correct. Wow. Wow. Really is disclosure. Those shows are just disclosure. Correct.
Yeah.
They're showing you what already exists, making you think it's fictional. Okay, we are being, it's like we're going up an elevator. We have to go into a lock system for decontamination and pressurization. This is why you and Guillee could not fly into here. We couldn't have you go through this pressurization system as separate from a shuttle. Thank you. I feel much better now. I'm so glad we didn't. Wow. This is odd. Mark, this is different than anything we've seen before.
I know. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I perceive things, as you know, is different, but I'm there in my own virtual way.
Right. Right. It's just so different than anything we've experienced before. All right, so we're going through. Think about one of those canals where the ship is raised up and then raised up and then raised and that's how it goes through the locking system. That's kind of what we're doing. We're going through a structure and then it's pressurizing and then we're raising to another structure. It's pressurizing. We're raising to another structure. It's pressurizing and decontaminating and now the shuttle's being slid forward, almost like a plane. We're getting our own docking station. Yeah, we just docked. And we're getting out. Oh, no, we are going out this door. Okay. Ah, Commander Zillion! I wanted to meet you personally. Aww. Hi. Thank you. I'm getting a hug. He has to be on his knees to give me a hug. Oh, his men are looking at him like, what are you doing? Namaste. And we're bowing to all. Okay, I'm getting out of the way so everybody else can get out. And they're
Namaste, Commander Zillion.
Namaste, Mark. Namaste. Karen, follow them. The guys glared at me. They're reptilians. They just glared at me. They're different than him, though. Let me just describe that to people, because I haven't done enough descriptions. Commander Zillion has sort of a snout, like almost like I'm going to say a crocodile snout. Lizard, maybe more like a lizard snout. It's not necessarily rounded. It's more a longer shape. The men that I'm following do not have that. They have just the reptilian face that you've seen in pictures. Commander Z has more of a snout, not long like a crocodile, but that more rounded, pointed feature. And he has a tail. That's what freaked me out when I first met him. Those two things. Where the other ones look more humanish and just, a face, no tail, but they have the reptilian skin to them. So the men he's working with are a different look, a different species of reptilian. Now, they're all red-skinned, so they're red reptilians. But there are different species within the red. There are different looks and things that they have. Okay, I'm on a very long people mover. One of these, like you would have at an airport, you get on and you just stand there and it rolls. Yeah. Escalator, people mover, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we're going down this long hallway and Commander Z's in the back with Ambassador Kassandr. Galilee and Career behind me. Kept sensing there was somebody. No, they're not here. Okay. Kept thinking there was another person in the shuttle, but another energy field. Okay, so we're still on the people mover. We're getting off into a hallway, walking down. Okay, now we're getting in an elevator. Galilee and Kari are with me in the elevator, and the two reptilian guards. I'm smiling and bowing at them. They're just looking at us like, they're used to the other two. There's something about me being from Terra that they're uncomfortable with, or they just don't feel I'm of equal importance to them. Yeah. Yeah, you haven't projected yourself in another multiverse, so yeah, don't even give me grace. Galilee's laughing. He's shaking his head and saying she's right. I'd like to see you do what she does. And they just looked at each other like, huh. All right, we're getting out of the elevator and walking down the hallway. I gotta relieve this pressure somehow, guys. So we're walking down a hallway. The hallways are so dark. Ah! Galilee just touched the side of it and the light turned on. And he's whispering in my ear, the reptilians don't need the light like we do. Got it. They're like, I guess more like cats that can see in the dark better than the light. Yeah. Okay. We are headed to is it a conference room we're going to, Galilee? I'm not sure. This is the first time for us to be here. Aha. It's just so huge. Oh my goodness gracious, it's so huge. They're waving me into a room. So these doorways are so small. How's Commander Zillion going to get in here? So what else you need to know, I haven't described, is the guys who were leading us, they were about 7 feet, 8 feet tall. Commander Z is 12 or 14. He's much taller than they are. All right. We're going in. It's just a long oval conference room table that we're sitting, and we're sitting. Galilee's guiding me to the back side of the table, about halfway down. Oh, Galilee, help me out here. How many people do you think this would seat? This table? 70? It's set up for 70 people? Yes. It's one of the smaller rooms. Yes. 70 people. It's one of the smaller rooms. So, I think they could get in more than that if they tried, depending on the size of the beings, too. That's the other piece to this. Oh, okay. Commander Zillion is coming in a different entrance because This room is small. Oh my goodness. All right. They're expanding the stage for him to get on. Notice he's 12 feet. So these guards were 8 and he's 12. Okay. Keep hearing 10. Yeah. Guys, sometimes it's really hard to determine size in these dimensions. Okay. So we're seated at the table. And, all right, the others are being let in now. And the seats are all filling up. Very interesting beings. They're all staring at us while we stare back. They're, some of them, interestingly, there's several. Okay, let me back up a second here. A lot of these beings the majority are blue-skinned. Several look like the beings in the movie Avatar. I actually thought the blue-skinned beings, like Avatar, were from our universe. Galilee, am I incorrect? Aren't they Lyrians? Yes, Karen. But they have their own contingent here, too. There's another planetary system that is a kindred DNA that's in this universe as well. Remember, many of the universes just replicate themselves. And the DNA is then, when a universe is created, the DNA from the previous universe is replicated in the new universe. So that's why you find humanoids all over in all the different galaxies and universes. Same thing with these beings. Oh, everyone, I apologize for yawning so much. When I'm this far out in a dimension and a field that's so different from my own, it challenges my energy field. So I apologize that I keep yawning, but it's probably going to continue to happen. So this happens when I'm in this kind of a field.
Right. Well, can I add something?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
All right. Basically, the different universes have to share creation frequency compatibility, like what we saw when we went to the aquatic ship a while back, and they contributed their DNA into the gene pools on planets in our home universe. There had to be creation frequency compatibility. This way the DNA can be done as you've described in other ways.
Right. Very good. Thank you for adding that piece. That's a good point, Mark. It's a very good point.
Yeah, because I've been to other universes where you wouldn't be able to do that because the creation frequencies are very different. Where there would not be compatibility.
My perception is this universe is next to ours. Is that your perception as well, Mark? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so all of the seats are filled now. They're all filled. There's not one seat empty. Hello, namaste. The woman next to me is bowing, and Commander Zillion is ready to speak. Namaste, everyone. Thank you very much for coming to this meeting today. We are here with representatives from throughout many planets on this universe, as well as people and representatives from our universe, where I come from, and many planetary systems are here. We have invited you because you are all working towards the expansion of your planet's energy fields, your consciousness emanation fields, and your ability to evolve as light beings. As you can see, myself and my team are reptilian. None of you are. Many of you have no respect for reptilians. I understand. I have very little respect for some of my brethren as well. Thank you for trusting to come here today to hear what we have to say. We are working with councils in both universes to bring about change. You see that our skin is red. What you may or may not know is that red reptilians are considered the slaves to the Dracos and the browns and the green reptilian species. As a result, we are working to free ourselves in the same way you are working to free yourself. There's one huge distinction. You have reptilian DNA in you, which is only part of your DNA. We have all reptilian DNA. It is time, in order to expand all of our abilities to grow and evolve, it is time to release the bondage of the reptilian DNA that's in all of us. Several of you, I have learned, several planetary systems or several beings that are in this meeting today have been working towards this, addressing it and looking at how to release and free themselves from the survival instincts this DNA brings about. This DNA will make you feel like a victim or a victor. You're in fight or you're in flight. You are scavenging to survive. It is a foe or flee scenario constantly. You're looking at how to get food and fight your way to it and stay safe in the process. That is part of the reptilian DNA. It's all fear-based. It's all based on keeping you in a survival victim state. Trust me, we know it well. We are enslaved and captured by our very brethren as their indentured servants, where they're mice they can play with. We're the pawns in a chess game. So, what do we do with this? How do we free ourselves? How do we release this? How do we, especially my species, how do we handle this? It has come to the attention with all the work that we're doing. There are two possibilities here. You keep it and you use it to shift your fields. In other words, you're always going to need basic survival. You're always going to need a way to handle that. Do you have to be fearful about it? For some, maybe. For some worlds. For some situations and how your worlds are designed, perhaps. We invited those planetary systems that we feel could release this. And we want to show you how. We want to show you how to do this without damaging your biological system and your biological connection to the world around you. Very important. So, I want you to look at these diagrams. Everyone in this room, the reason you're here is you have a two-brain system. This is the reptilian brain. We have one brain. We do not have a secondary brain. But with two brain systems, you have a choice. What are you going to listen from? You can choose the reptilian fear-based brain, or you can choose the right brain, which is a friend of mine calls it the victorious brain, the visionary brain, the creative brain, the opportunistic brain. Now, many of you here have worked very hard at living out of the right brain, choosing divisions, choosing everything else. And the other reason you're here is because you have succeeded in doing that more often than not, which is why you're ready to free yourself of the reptilian DNA. If we look at the reptilian brain, how do we free ourselves? It's one brain. You have a much easier role and task than we do. Okay, now, how do you do that? How do you free yourself from being a victim to being a victor? From being fearful to a knowing, trusting state? How do you evolve? There are multiple ways to do this. There are the modalities you can use that will alter your frequency pattern. It's biometrics, biofeedback, linguistics, neurodiagnostics. You can use many ways such as that. But there's also a very simple way to do this, and this is what we want to bring forward to you today. The very simple way to manage this is to simply there's a connection point right at the skull of the brain. And you can see the connector point at the right brain. This connection leads you to spiritual. It leads you to the quantum field of infinite potentials and possibilities. On the left brain, it connects you. See how the left brain has nothing to the spiritual realm? Nothing. The left brain's connecting point is to the gut, to your root chakra. It's the survival center of your body and your being. So to disconnect, you need to disconnect within yourself, not outside of yourself. It's within you. Now, everything is bonded to something. Everything has a cord connection. So yes, you have the spiritual connection, but you also have a physical connection to the root chakra. That's your grounding cord. So it's a little unique in the sense that if you want to disconnect your reptilian brain, you have to go through the root chakra to do that. And you have to also release from the field, the emanation field, energetic field of the planet, because that has this connection also. In your meditations, see that connection from your root chakra to Earth, to the DNA, reptilian connection. Just see it dissolving. And while you're at it, do us all a favor and see that connection dissolve for the planet as well. See the web of it dissipating and disappearing. We're all caught in the web. None of us have escaped that are in this room. However, we're really keying into the fact that this is what's next. We've made great headway in our freedom. This is what's next. To say no more. No more controlling us. No more manipulating us. No more vibrations that keep us stuck. When you disconnect this and sever this cord connection, you sever their ability to impact you through it. You sever the fact that you are one of their minions, one of their pawns. They can send off wherever they want, to be harmed in any way they care to, and tough luck. You end that conversation. Imagery is really important for you to understand where the connections are and how to affect them. Now, you might look at us and say, well, what's in this for you? We are connected to our root chakra as well, which is connected to the planet. The more that each of you frees yourself and dissolves the planetary connection, the freer we become. At least have a choice. We're learning through you how to choose. How to choose something different. But remember, be kind. When you meet a reptilian, that is working on transforming themselves understand we only have one brain. We got a much tougher job at this than you do. I can share with you some really great news, is that we have created a light source drink that is altering our DNA the more we drink it. He just pulled up another slide, and this is a slide. This is a reptilian brain. Oh, he pulled down the other slide again, now that the previous slide was just the one brain. What is going on? As you can see in this picture, you see parts of the brain lighting up versus the other image. These lit neurons and these clusters that are happening in this brain are a result of this liquid quotient food that we've discovered and created. We are in the process of altering our DNA by the source of nutrients we take. This food is so high of vibration that is literally altering our brains and allowing us to become loving, kind, compassionate, caring, victoriously creative visionaries for the service of love and light. There's quite a stir in the audience on that one. Yes, mind-blowing, isn't it? We are thrilled to be able to tell you that this is going on. I have 18 bases working on 2 more at this moment. All of the beings in these bases of multiple species, not only reptilian, are choosing this source of food because they are so enlightened, empowered, and loving as a result. It is changing our DNA structure. Oh my goodness. He just put up a picture of Thor. This Draco came to us because he wanted to be free. He met one of you and felt the imprint of love and wanted to know more about it. He was brought to us, put through a year of really tough challenges, locked in a cell, didn't believe him. And this is the result. He chooses that food over any other source. What would have been a tasty snack in the future is no longer. So, the point being here is you can choose to make this shift now. You can choose by severing these connections to the planetary systems you live on, which I want to express and emphasize again. If you do that, you serve all. You serve us, you serve yourself, you serve your planetary system, you serve your species. If you choose. Most importantly, you have to sever the connection within self. But think about it. If you sever within self and you don't sever within your planetary system, then the chances of getting hooked back in it are really strong. So, if you choose this mission, take both on. It'll be much easier on you in the long run. And you will serve many, many, many others. We hope to be able to get you these light quotient foods and start getting it into other systems and other trial scenarios. So far, we've had extremely positive success with the areas that we have given this food source. The food source, being of such high vibration, will pick out the need for killing something to eat and survive. So eventually those neurons that are in your brain right now, in your left brain area, they will be replaced with neurons of vibrantly healthy food. Like, just drink this, that's vibrantly healthy food. All right? So that's what you want to realize and go with. You want to know that you have all of these opportunities at your fingertips. That's the intent and the purpose of this conference. We want you to know what's happening, what the potentials are, and what the possibilities are, and that it's next in our creative ability to become neighbors, loving, accepting, and one with all energy. That is my intent as a commander. That is the intent of all of my bases. Everything we've created, it is the intent of our work. And you are all involved with councils that we have assisted in helping to free your planet from the enslavement of some of our species. We are here to work and walk with you, not against you. And this is the exciting next piece that we have uncovered that we can all work on to grow together. We were thrilled when we got these results back of how much this food source is shifting our internal structure, taking us out of that victim survival mode and bringing us into a co-creative space and understanding to work with others. I thank you for your willingness to be here. Each of you will be receiving more information that you can share with your groups, teams, and countries, planetary systems. We will be available to answer questions as needed and be working with you individually should you choose. Let us know if you would like a meeting with your teams, and we can answer individual questions for each planet because it's going to be different for each of you. So rather than take general questions today, we are going to meet with you. We will be staying around to be able to assist and work with you on that. I thank you for your time and your attention. There's very exciting possibilities coming, and we hope that you will all align with us to create and to co-create and share them with others. Thank you. Namaste. The groups are all talking among each other. This device just popped up in front of me, and it's asking for thoughts and whether you want a meeting, and this is great. It's asking for a rating for Commander Zillion. I am going to give a 10. That's our max. We can give 10. Yes. Okay. Galilee, should I put that we want a meeting with him? Or that's just an understood we will meet with him when it works out? Put a meeting. That will be a plus for him to show how many people engaged and are willing to work forward with this. Perfect. Okay. All right. There we go. Great. Is there anything else we need from this? No, actually, that is all. Is it time to leave, or will we be meeting with Commander Zillion before we go? He will not have time, but he will come and say goodbye to us. Okay. I'm standing up and bowing. We're all standing up, and we're starting to file out. Everyone's leaving. There's a group that is staying. They're asking for a meeting now. Commander Zillion said yes. So, should I say goodbye now? Should we say we're just gonna wave goodbye and namaste? I'm sending him a kiss and a hug, and he's bowing.
I'm sending one as well, my own way.
Yes, he's smiling. He's smiling. I love it. He's smiling. People are staring at him. He's smiling. And he's blowing me a kiss. They're just staring at the two of us like, what the? What is going on? All right, bye. And I'm bowing to these guys too. They look like beings from Avatar. The blue skin, the feline type features, the tails. They are that group. There's some without tails. There's some without the hair, as much hair on their heads. So yeah, it's very different. Okay. So, Galilee, that was so exciting. Yes, wasn't it? It was very
I love that update. But it makes a lot of sense. And it looks like the outreach and control of the Draconian and the Draco and so forth is a lot more widespread than we had thought. And how they did that is probably we're gonna have to reverse that, which is what we're working on.
The reptilian, think about it this way. The reptilians are one of the farmer races. They went to every planet and planted their DNA. I mean, think about what you've got, all the lizards and the crocodiles and the reptiles. They all came from a reptilian DNA structure.
Right.
And that's on many, many planets. But again, go back to what you were saying before about how creation happens. And once you have a universe or a planet set up in one way and then it replicates itself, you're going to have all that DNA replicate. So it just keeps creating and then expanding itself in a new environment. Sort of what your epigenetics is based on your planet. Epigenetics realize that you can take the same DNA source, give it 12 different environments, and it creates something different in each environment. Now, take that same DNA, put it on 12 planets, which is 12 different atmospheric, gravitational forces and ionospheres, and you're going to create differences on every planet from that same DNA.
Right. Because I remember from basic experiments, on a very, very basic level, if you have DNA in one test tube and nothing in the next test tube, and you pass light through it, that DNA would then replicate itself in the other test tube, even though there's no physical connection.
Right. There's another source.
So basically you can use the right frequencies of light or emanation field energy, focus through a DNA sample, and then put it into another species, perhaps even against their free will and choice, or at the creation point of the planet. So
yes.
It can actually be done against free will and choice, which is universal law, which is where a lot of this probably happened.
It has. I don't know the percentage. I know it has happened. We are back at the shuttle, and is Ambassador Kassandr coming back with us? He's not. He's staying for more meetings. Okay. That sounds good. And all right, we're starting the locking process that they're going to release us. Oh. No, we have to go back through the pressurization, don't we? Yes, Karen. Sort of like, think about it on your planet when divers would dive deep down and then they would go through that problem because they came up too fast. So they had to be put in those chambers to decompress. That's exactly what we're doing here. It's a different in the pressurization. Okay. So, Curry and Galilee, how did you two feel about this meeting and what was expressed? Were you aware of this situation? Were you already aware of these corded connections? The Ansha are, Karen. We have known about this for years, and it's one of the things that we had to release ourselves from when we were on Earth initially, in order to expand and ascend to 6th and 7th dimensional existences. Then working on 8. Well, our species goes between 5 and 8 at this point. So, we have been working on it very much and very aware of it. We came here to support you, and we want to know how we can support surface humans to make sure that we can shift this on Terra, because our futures depend on it. Okay. Galilee, was this a conversation that you were familiar with? Not to the depth that I learned today. I knew what we were coming for. I didn't know the full clarity on it, but certainly it was really fascinating to see the comparison between humanoid type brains versus the reptilian brain, and that they only have one thought center. There is no other thought center, which, think about it. It makes sense that that's easier to control. They don't live in duality like humans do, or the other species there. When you have two brains, you live in duality. It's an internal duality. And it's time to shift into the oneness. When you shift into the oneness, you shift into one brain as well. That's part of the transition that fifth dimension is about. Karen, you got it back in 20, what year was that? That it was all about it's the pillar. It was the 11 year. It was 11 is 2 pillars, and it's about the right brain, left brain coming together and working as one. So you were leading up to this in your work. You were leading up to this understanding back then. Okay, the shuttle just is taking off now. And we're going to an Andromeda Council ship, you said? Yes. Okay, Mark, what did you want to say?
Yes. Yes, this definitely makes a lot of sense. And that part of evolution, part of the true awakening to the truth exposure, and fully accepting it is the release of this reptilian brain and the DNA involved. So a lot of light workers, way showers on the planet needs to learn this process and start doing it. So, I mean, it's not all on me and Karen, but we will work on it from the energetic collective level, as well as doing some online meditations and so forth, and the other work I'm working on, and incorporating that. Like there's a conscious ascension workshop that I'm working on, which I definitely see it expanding on many levels, and I can definitely add that to that workshop as well, and I plan on carrying that out globally as well. So we'll get the word out.
Yes, very good. And that is the reason we wanted to introduce it through the show, that it could get out there in more ways and that people could find this information that are being led to it. So it will definitely help when Karen has her book out and people can read the series of events that led up to this. It'll make a lot more sense. But those that are listening, those that are awakening or already awakened, they will be able to leap onto this information and fly with it. The others, it's a seed that we're planting that will grow. It will definitely grow because of the work that you and other light workers do to prepare the field for them to step into. You are part of the build it, and they will step in. So we have just landed, and we are inside the Andromeda Council ship, and Guillee is in the cargo hold waiting for me, and so that's exciting. And Blue is there too. Okay, is there anything else for us to learn? Are we coming to a meeting here? What is that? No, Karen, we just wanted to talk as we brought you back here so that you can lead from this point. We're still in the other universe, correct? Correct. Is the ship staying in this universe, or is the ship going to take us back? It's staying here. So you and Guillee will have to go back through the process that you already went through in the wormhole. Another wormhole is being created for you. So you'll need to leave shortly. And that was the reason that you were being pushed to leave when you did, because the wormhole had been created for Guillee to go through. Aha!
Right.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. And as you know, I worked with Blue, so it's all is good.
Yes, Blue is the dragon Mark worked with. So, excellent. Well, thank you both. This was exciting. And we are out of the shuttle, and we're hugging goodbye. Goodbye, Mark and Karen. Thank you so much. Korea saying, the reason that I wanted to be here to represent the Anshars. I want to be able to go back and tell our meditation groups about this meeting. And Commander Zillion will be sharing with me his slides so that I can walk them through this process and they can assist humans, surface humans, in making these changes and shifting this DNA. So, Mark, we will be working from Inner Earth perspective. We know you're going to be working from the creation field perspective. And Karen, we know you're going to be working from the physicality, human aspect with your mass meditations. So we are triangulating it, and we are excited to do this with you and with all those who choose to join us.
Most definitely. And and I mean, this is a marvelous co-creation. And as you know, we've had a close personal relationship with each of you, and we've gone so far along with that, and look forward to continuing that moving forward. Love you all. Thank you. Namaste.
Likewise. We love you as well. Namaste. Goodbye, Galilee. Thank you. The Andromeda Council is working on this in their own world, in their own realm. And what I want to let you all know is that the council will be sending this information out. That's part of what Ambassador Kassandr is doing right now. He is getting the information that we will be sending out through the entire council. So there will be many, many planetary systems and solar systems working on this as well. It's an exciting evolutionary shift for all of us to take.
Most
definitely. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. Namaste. Thank you all. I want to let everyone know that you can find information about Mark and his work in the show notes. My work can be found on my website, KarenCressman.com. I have been having some technical issues with the website, and I am in the process of creating a new one. So if you have any trouble getting my information, I just created a beautiful newsletter, Love Yourself Back to Light. It's information from God. If you would like a copy of that, you can reach out to me through connect@KarenCressman.com. Again, that's connect, CONNECT, @KarenCressman.com. Or hopefully you can get onto the website. Just a lot of WordPress issues. So, thank you all. This is so exciting, and thank you for joining us in this mission. This is going to be a game changer and life changing. That's what I'm absolutely certain of. Yes.
And what's interesting is that Karen and I had our own meeting before we did the Andromeda Council, which was very enlightening regarding this, what we heard today. So I don't know if Karen, if you want to mention that or not.
We always get some guidance from Father and Mother God and our teams before I cross over to do the session. And it's something that actually the newsletter talks about, the reptilian brain versus the right brain, and a movie that I saw, The Secret, Dare to Dream, that was represented, one character living from right brain and one character living from left reptilian brain. And the distinction is so crystal clear. The movie was so well done. The same team that did the movie The Secret, and it's a wonderful story. The acting's great. Just a very wonderful fictional story that explains the distinction between living in right brain versus living in left brain. And it led me down this whole thought process, which led us here today. So it obviously is time for all of us to wake up to this distinction and know how. I've been asking how do I free myself from the survival, victim, fear-based wheel. I don't know about all of you, but I feel like I'm on this wheel, this rat race wheel, and I want to off, and I've been asking, and this is what's unraveled. So I'm so incredibly appreciative and grateful that we've been given this amazing insight to use for each and every one of us and our human consciousness, the planet's consciousness, the emanation fields, everything that Mark works on, that I work on, and that we can do as an awakening family to create for ourselves and our world and our universe.
Right. Yeah, so, Kara and I will be updating our contact information and other information on the work that we're doing as this year moves forward, and so just look at the new videos as they're put up for each update, and we will be updating that accordingly. And when I have my workshop ready to go, we'll be communicating that through that as well.
Yes. Thank you all. We are so grateful that you are part of the Awakenings family. And I would ask that you like the videos. That little click is just a way to say that we agree, we engage, we want more of this content. It's the way for us to move forward, to be able to share more through YouTube. As you all know, it's a tricky world right now. So hold this channel in love and light, and like it, subscribe to it, and that's the way we'll be able to continue this journey together. Thank you. Namaste. Amen. Aho. So it is so. Goodbye for now.